Hello everyone, welcome to our Christmas party. Oh my God, it's here and we're starting. We are not making exactly the same cards that are in the catalogue here, but we are using the set from page 21 in the mini catalogue. The tradition of Christmas, the traditions of Christmas. This is an amazing set. And before I get started, I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes to get on. And also, I'd like to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Teresa Brown, and I'm an independent demonstrator from Victoria, and have been for 19 years. I live in Warragul, and yeah, I do a lot of online crafting now. Tanya, hello, good to see you coming on. So normally I do my private classes like these ones in a private group. Hi Kay, good to see you on. Hi Caroline Matthews, good to see you on. We have got a fun afternoon of crafting, and I'm so glad that you all can join me. Now, I know I want to explain a little bit about my kits because I haven't done one for a few years because I have been so sick. So this is coming back in slowly. So when you received your kit, you will receive it all packed up like this. In a parcel, in a little parcel. It's really gorgeous. And as we go through the kit over the next 4 weeks on a Sunday, I've got the dates up for you. We're not doing the 16th because that's my great-granddaughter Hazel's first birthday, so I can't do that one. But we're going into the 30th, which will be fine. So we've got 2, and then we've got next Sunday, then we've got the 16th off, and then we've got the next 2. So that should be a lot of fun. Okay, so we are using the Traditions of Christmas set, which I said was in... Hi, Barb. How are you? It's good to see you both there. We're going to get started. I'm just giving everyone a few minutes. Now, if you've received a kit for a gift and you don't have the stamp sets that we're using today, you can do 2 things. You can either wait and purchase them and rewatch and make them, or you can use what you've got in your stash in your craft room. So whichever way, you can still craft along if you wish to. Now, with our Christmas instruction sheets, I opened this one up, and because I was so busy and going away, I didn't proofread these this time, which I should have, because there is a couple of words that are incorrect, and I'm not sure if it was me that made those mistakes. Oh, that's so good. I hope your headache goes away, Tam. Or if it was my naughty elf that changed the words around. Not quite sure. But naughty elf, they can do magical things on these papers. But that's okay. So if you see mistakes like lies instead of dies, you might see dry. There might be just a few little words that are incorrect. Just change them. No big deal. The back is to write your notes on, so you can always write your notes on the back as well. Now this kit, and my kits are usually valued at $70. Okay, because it comes with everything. It comes with your door prizes throughout. You'll get little surprises throughout. It comes with everything. But at the moment, I'm doing all my kits at a special price for $45, which is pretty good. Okay, so that just really covers the material, not my time. But that's okay. I'm happy with that at the moment to get going again. Okay, so you need to pull out card number 1 out of your kit. Now, when you get your kit, like I said, it will be like this. So try to keep them in the cellophane bags until we get to use them. On the front, you'll see your kit is wrapped up like that, and it will have Christmas card number 1. So you'll grab that kit out. That will be the kit that we're working with this afternoon, I should say. You can see that I need a sleep. So what do we need? Let me share with you. This is the little card that we're actually making, and it's a beautiful little card. It's a sneak peek window card, and it's showing you how to actually work on window sheet. Okay, our window sheet's beautiful. It's a simple little card, and everything should be what you need in here except for your stamps, because I can't do that for you and I can't stamp the image, but you can always use an alternative image that you have in your collection at home. So let's get started. Hi, Kaz from Ben River. Kaz isn't having a real good time in Ben River. No coffee shops. What? No coffee shops. Let's come down to our good Santa, or our good elf helper. He's sitting down here to help me today. He's got hold of my dies that I need. So he likes to help. He's a cute little thing. And he's going to throw the dies at me now. So let's get started on what we need. Let's come down to the workbench and let's get started. Okay. I hope you're all excited as I am, because it's been a while since I've done kit by post this way. And I used to do a lot of them. But like I said, with being not well, that has changed. So I had to pivot my business around, and now I'm getting back to normal. Oh, normal. So let's have a look and see what's in this. It would come in a nice cellophane bag like this, and it will come in with your little sheet. And I'm happy for you to turn your sheet over and write down any instructions that you want on the back, or change any words that are incorrect on my sheet. Laugh out loud on that one. And just follow me along. So you'll get 2 strips. They will be for your side piece of your card. So you'll get 2 of them. Okay. You'll also get a little Ziploc bag that's got your little diamantes in, and your little bow, which we're going to colour. You've also got 2 sheets, one for the inside of your card and one for the front of your card here. You also got a red. You might even have 2, who knows. I might be generous, I don't know what I've put in now. This goes on the inside of your card. Oh, this one goes in here. Okay, like that. So you'll have one like that, and then you'll have your window sheet. You'll have your envelope, and you'll have your card. Now, with your card, we're going to put everything aside and grab the window sheet, because this is the bit that needs to be done first, because this is the bit that needs to dry. I'm trying to see what you're going to see this on better. I'm not too sure. Oh yeah, you can see it on the pink. So let me grab a pink sheet out, because you don't see it really well on the white. Okay, I'd like you to sort of see what I'm doing if you can. Yes, you can see that shine on there now. So this is our window sheet, and this measures 10 by 9.5. Okay, 10 by 9.5. So you want you won't see it on here because it will be on the inside. Okay, so you want your 10 going across. So let me just check that. Yes, that's the 10. So you want the 10 going across and your 9.5 going down. Okay, if you have the Christmas greetings stamp set that I'm using, you can grab out this flower at the top. If you're not using this one, you can grab a flower of your choice or anything that you want to use to stamp on your window sheet. Okay. Now you want to make sure this is also going to be in the center of your window sheet. Okay, so you want that in the center of your window sheet. Now, the rule of thumbs is when you use StazOn, you don't colour with blends. Correct? Correct. Because they're both alcohol. Now, I did do mine with just a plain ink and it took forever to dry. So we're going to use the StazOn, but then we're going to flip the window sheet over to colour. So you'll need a StazOn. You'll need a couple of circle dies, which I'm using the, my favourite, wherever it's gone, over there I think. Here it is. Oh, the naughty elf had them, the stylish shape dies. Now these are my favourites and I hope they never go out because I use them all the time. And I'm using the 2 biggest circles out of that stylish shape. Okay, the 2 biggest circles. Now I'll give you the measurements so that if you don't have this set, you can always go and find something. Okay, so our smallest one, which is this one, let me measure across, is 2 3/4 across inches. Now in centimeters, it's 7 centimeters. Okay, so 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So you want a 7 centimeter circle. Then our next layer is, if you're going by inches, 3 1/4 inches. If you're going by centimeters, it's 8 centimeters. Okay, so just measure your die or your circle punch or whatever you have and have something that's close to that. Okay, so you'll need them. And you'll need some blends as well. Or some people might have a Copic marker or something that goes on permanent. So I'm using the Pecan Pie, or you can use the brown Stampin' Up! 100, which is a lighter colour. I'm using the Cherry Cobbler, which you can use light or dark, depending on what look you want. And I'm also going to use the Daffodil Delight. But you can use greens, you can use whatever colour you want to go with whatever flowers you're doing. Now, like I said, StazOn's pretty permanent. So when you use your StazOn, you want to make sure that you have your chamois nearby so that you can clean it straight away, especially on the photopolymer stamps, because if you clean it straight away, and I'm going to be using the reverse side because I always keep my StazOn on a reverse side. So I'm going to take the lid off and we're going to stamp out the first image. How's everyone going? I can't even get the lid off. Do you know how hard it is when your fingers aren't all working? Okay, now, whoop. You can see I haven't used this StazOn for a while because it's tacky. Okay, so when you're using it, I've got it on the block and lined up to the bow because I don't want to do that bottom part. Okay, I just want this top part. So I'm going to then come down on, hopefully, the middle of my window sheet and stamp. Now hold it for a few minutes. Now be careful because it is tacky, and it will lift with you when you lift your stamp up. So when that happens, hold your window sheet and peel it off. Okay, then get that chamois and give it a really good hard rub. You'll need to give it a really good hard rub and get that stays on off straight away. And it does come off straight away, okay? You can sort of see it washes off really good if you do it straight away. But you need to pick your chamois up and you need to give it a really good clean. That's a fantastic little gold nugget. Okay, let's put that back under there. Now, before we turn this over, we just want to make sure that it's dry. So we want to just give it a bit of a wave in the air and make sure that it's dry. And you can sort of see, I'll hold that up. You can sort of see we've just got the image of the top part now of that flower. Okay. Now these classes will go longer than half an hour. I can't do it in half an hour, not when I'm teaching step by step like this. And I know there's people following me along. We need to have time for everyone to be able to do what they're doing. Don't forget, if you watch the replay, you can always stop, rewind, and start again. Okay, so now we've got it turned over. So this is the back, and we're going to colour from the back. Okay, so we're going to start with the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to come in with the dark, and I'm going to use the pen end, and I'm going to colour my little flowers. And you'll get different different looks depending on how you colour it. So I'm doing little, just little lines at the moment, and then little dots towards the top. Little lines coming down. And then little dots. The thing about when you're colouring with window sheet, it always looks a little bit messy, but it looks so good because it looks like a stained glass when you're finished. And who doesn't like a stained glass look? It looks really pretty. And then this one over here. Now just be mindful when you're working on your acetate or window sheet to make sure that you turn it, that you don't place your hand over the top. And I'll hold that up and you can sort of see that's the right side. Let me just put this behind it so you can sort of see. Okay, so we're going to turn it back down and we're going to turn it to work on our next one. Okay, because you do not want to put your hand on it, because if it's still just a little bit wet, because it takes a few minutes to dry on the acetate, not like on cardstock where it dries pretty instantly. So you need to give it that drying time. How's everyone going? Tell me how you're going. You're probably busy and you can't comment. That's okay. If you have any questions, feel free to always ask, and I will always answer them after the class. Okay. That's not a problem. Okay, so we're going to colour this, and this is why it takes a little bit longer than half an hour, because we're going to go through each bit step by step. When we finish card 1, we will have a 10-minute break, and I will tell you what you can get out for the next card, and then you can have a quick break, make yourself a cuppa. Sorry, Kaz. coffee, and come back and we'll start the next one. And I like the videos to be separate. So if you're looking to do a card, you're not looking through a whole lot of videos to find a particular card. So you can just go into card one. Okay, so from behind, this is the pecan pie. I'm just going to do like a little bit of colouring pecan pie on here. You won't see much while I'm on the pink, but you will see it stand out when I'm on the white. Okay, now with the leaves, you can go whichever green you choose. Some of us have favourites, and I like the old olive. Some people like other colours, so you can go whatever colour you love, but I'm just going to do mine in old olive, and I'm using the dark one. I'm using the pen side, and I'm just following both sides of the leaf. Okay, so one side and then the other. Then we're going to pop this aside while we work on the rest of the card. You will need your die cutting machine, and you will need your circles or whatever shape. Oh, better colour these ones. So like I said, turn your work around so you're not putting your hand onto the work. You don't want your hand going onto the work. Tell me in the comments before, who's coloured and made window glass or stained glass windows through window sheet designs. Now I've got a bit of yellow here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow into this bit here, and into this bit here. You can add whatever you like. And I'm going to hold this up now. And I'm just going to hold this behind it so you can sort of see. Okay, so this is how our flowers are meant to look, or whatever you're colouring in. Now we're going to put this aside. Make sure you put it aside upside down, like that's the StazOn side, and this is the colouring side. So make sure you've got your colouring side up so it can dry while we get the rest of the card done. Okay, like I said, I'm going in slow steps because I know we have people following along. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to need our die cutting machine. I'm going to put this up here and wind this through here. Okay. Now my plates are pretty old, but they're still working really good. Okay. I wipe my plates down after I use them each time with an alcohol wipe, and let them stand up to dry. Okay, so we're going to need the base of our card, so I just should have done that first. Okay, so the base of our card, we're going to fold in half, or you can score it at 10.5. Grab your bone folder. My bone folder should be just sitting underneath the die cutting machine. Not really, but it is. Okay, sorry about that. I should have done this earlier. Now the reason I don't fold them, put it through the mail, is because it's so much easier to post if everything's flat. Okay, so let me share with you the first card. You can sort of see our first circles going in the center there. Now, if you're a precise person, it's going to be 1.5 down from the top centimeters, inches, or let me just turn it around, or 4 centimetres down from the top and roughly 4 centimetres down from the bottom. Okay, so if you want to line up and grab your pencil, you can sort of mark a little mark there and 4 centimetres up. You can mark a little line here. Okay, I'm going to turn this around again. Now you're going to open your card up, okay, because this is the front of your card, and you're going to use the little one. So we're going to line that up between the 2 pencil marks and pretty much in the center. Okay, little tip, 2 ways to hold your die if you feel it's going to move. One is a Post-it note. So you can grab a Post-it note and you can place that over the top of it. Okay, so we'll do that this time. So you can just put that over the top. Make sure that your Post-it note is not sitting outside where it's going to get knocked on the side of your die cutting machine. Okay, then place your, so you've got your base plate if you've never done this before. Then you've got your second plate, which is a real thin one. Then you've got your plate number 3, your cardstock, your die with the blade facing down, and then plate number 3 again. And then you're going to wind this through. Okay, beautiful. Take that off. Then you take your sticky note off. You've got a little piece here that you can use later as a little banner on another card. Okay, so never throw them away because I keep them over there. They're always handy. Okay, we're going to do our second die cutting now. And we're going to grab our piece of cardstock, which is the 13.5 by 9.5. Now I'm going to grab that little ruler again for you guys. Move this out of the way for a minute. Okay, and I'm going to measure this on the card so you know. So on the big one, it's going to be 3 centimetres up. So I'm going to turn this around. So bring this down here and you can mark a little 3 centimetre there and a little 3 centimetre there. That just gives you a little bit of a guide where to put your die, okay? Not necessarily to have to do if you like to eyeball it. I know a lot of crafty people love to eyeball. If that's you, you go for it. But if you're not confident or not sure, it's always good to have that little mark happening. Then you're going to sit your die over those little marks and line it up that you've got the same distance on either side as well. Okay, then you can use that Post-it note again because it's still workable and put that across just to hold it in place. Then you're going to wind this through. Okay, wind it through. Okay, now that's all our die cutting, so I can move my die cutting machine out of the way and my plate for the moment because I have already cut and die cut it out in your kit, your bow, so you don't have to do that. Now, I'm going to put that Post-it note there because I'm going to use that in a minute. Okay, so that's our second piece. So we've got our first piece. Put that one aside because you can use that for something. So we've got our first piece cut out, which is on our card. We've got our second piece that's cut out. Now we have two little strips here. So we're going to stick these to the top and the bottom of your die cutting. Now, if anything happens that you have not got a die cutting machine or a punch, a circle punch, don't worry about it. Just put your window card straight onto your card, okay? It will still look really lovely, but you'll have to be careful with the glue. Or you can just stamp straight onto your card and not worry about the window sheet. Whichever suits you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's your card and you can do it how you like. Okay? And then we're just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of this. Don't go too close to the edges because it does spread out, and when it does spread out, it can leak out through the edge. You don't want it to leak out over. So you want to make sure that you've got it, and you can slide it right to that edge. If anything happens that it overhangs just a little bit, and that annoys you, because I know some people don't like that. It's funny how we all have our little quirks when we come into card making. Some don't mind, some really do. Okay, so if you do, and you're one of those people, just trim it off. That's simple. It's only a little bit. So now we have our card done and we have this done. We're just going to put that aside while we colour in our bow, and I'm going to use the cherry cobbler. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this out. And I'm going to just pop it on here, and I'm going to colour it. To make it so you colour yours to whatever suits your colour that you want. If you want just the white bow, you can keep it white. If you want to colour, add the colour that you want in your blends or whatever you have that you're colouring with. Ink, whatever it is. Okay, now when I'm doing this, we've got that one. If you want it to be a really dark colour, if you want it to come through dark, you can always come and colour the reverse side, because that will make it look a lot darker. Okay, so you can do that too. Okay, so we've got our bottom piece. Now we've got the bow piece. Now the bow piece, I'm not going to actually colour too much in that centre bit, because we want to stick a rhinestone in there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white happening just in that centre bit. Just like that. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm not going to do that back bit there, because if it's wet, you need to let it dry. Okay, you need to let that dry. Now you have got a little square in there too, and that's if you don't want to use the rhinestones, that's fine. Just make sure that it's coloured right. Let that dry, pop that aside and let it dry for a minute. Okay, just making sure I've got nothing on my hands. Now we're going to grab our window sheet and pop it here. Now I have given you a little bit more so that you can have a bit of a play around with it, that you can cut cut it off as well if you need to, okay? It's a little bit longer, so you can cut it off. Okay. So what I like to do then is once I've put that on there, I like to come back to my pencil, which was sitting here a minute ago, right here under all my junk. And I like to just run a pencil line either side of that, like that. And then I like to get my Tombow glue and come through. Now, some people like to use tear tape. If that's all you've got and that's what you want to use, that's fine. Okay, you can use tear tape. It's not a problem. I'm not saying you have to use this glue, but I just like it. Now I'm going to line the bottom up first because I want that pretty well there. I'm going to line it up to that line. So I'm lining it right up to that edge here, but it's overhanging on the other one. Now I'm just going to pop that on. Now you've got two choices. You can cut this with your scissors, or you can come back and cut it with your paper trimmer if you feel more comfortable doing it that way. I'm just going to trim that bit off. And it can go in the bin. So now you can sort of see we've got our little window sheet happening there, our wind stained glass. Now our bow, we need to, I personally like mini glue dots for this. I find they stick better. On my mini glue dots, I like to tie a little knot ribbon around it because these new packages, the glue dot's on this side, not on that side. So then you can just roll it over and your glue dot is right here. And you can just then come in and pick that up on your, you can sort of see it sticks on your project or your bow. Oh God, this one's a tacky one. Doesn't want to move off the paper. Okay, once you've got it on your bow, okay, doesn't want to do it. You might want to roll it just a little bit. Okay, that's better. Just wanted to sit on my finger and then add it to here to make your bow. Then you're going to roll this back again and you're going to pick up another one. Now, if it's overhanging, just roll it back on itself, like roll it back to the middle, so the glue's into the middle. Okay, and then this comes in on your card, wherever you want to place it, whether you want to place it so you can sort of see it. That's the back and that's the front. Okay, so now this is going to go onto here. So we're going to use you can use dimensions for this part if you want to raise it up. Or if you want to just glue it down, you can just glue it down with your liquid glue. Whichever way you want to go with it is fine. So line it up and have that border around the card. I love that you can just pull it a little bit and have it how you want it. Okay, then the inside of the card, you're going to use your cherry cobbler and you're going to use your Whisper White. Now, if you want to do an image on the inside or words, it's good to do that before you stick this down. Why? Because if you make a mistake, you can flip the card over, and if you make a mistake again, you can change the card. So that's just a little tip, especially if you're new and you haven't been doing it a lot. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to know if you're doing it right. Okay, so now we've got the inside and we've got this. Now, you have your little rhinestones in here now, so I've given you a few that you can pop around your card. So one for inside the here. Make sure that this is really dry, because if it's not, the tack on this will not stick on this. Okay, if the blenders aren't dry, it won't stick. And then you've just got a few that you can add randomly onto your card. And they do stick onto the washi tape as well. So that's our first card done. Okay, I'm coming up. Hello Rhonda, how are you? So that's our first card done. Really cute. Not too hard, but it gives it like that window look. I hope you all enjoyed that one. And our next card, let's get out and I'll show you what our next one's going to be. Now I'm just going to pop this back into my book and get the next one out. Okay, for anyone who's a demonstrator out there, if you want to know how I set my programs up, I set them up like this. So I start from the front of the book, which is project 1, and then we go through each project. So I've got everything in order. We do 3 projects each Sunday. So this is our first one. So thank you for sticking with me. Tell me in the comments. Now don't forget, we do have a bonus prize at the end of the month for everyone that likes to join in and comment, because we like comments happening, whether you've got a kit or not. We really like you to interact. Now our next one is our bonus class. Now after our class, I will send whoever's purchased the kit their bonus sheet through text or messenger. Okay, let's pull this out. So what do you need for your bonus one? Let me go through that. Then we're going to have a 10-minute break so everyone can get out their supplies that they need for this bonus one. So let me go through the bonus one with you first. So here we have your sheet, and it tells you on here you want your designer series paper, you want 2 of them. Now you should have 2 of them in your kit, okay? Everyone might have something very different. That's okay, not a problem. You should have a really small little clip access, a little, oh, it's a tiny little flower. Don't lose it. Put that aside. Then in here also you have your first, oh my God, we have our first gift. How cute. Everyone's going to have something different. Now, I decided because it was Christmas, you can actually just put these through and you can hang these on your Christmas tree. So I'm just going to put this through and I'm going to put it through like that, like a little loop, and then you can just tie a knot at the end here, and then this can go on your Christmas tree. So this is the first door prize, but guess what? Everyone that purchased the kit received one. You would have all got something different. So you can all take a selfie with your little gift and you can add it to the comments below. How cute are these little gifts? They are so cute. I love them. Okay, then also you would have received 2 pieces of ribbon to match your paper, an envelope, not an envelope, silly me, a piece of cardstock, white piece of cardstock. Now you also will need some tear tape, multi-liquid glue, your paper snips, ink of your choice if you want to stamp out something, Christmas greetings, stamp set, your dies, and your Wink Stella pen, which is this one. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for class number 1, and we will be back here at, I'll give you 15 minutes, we'll be back here at 2 o'clock for our second one. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you really enjoyed our card number 1. Bye for now.